Day 386, blue skies. It's going to be sunny all day apparently. Really frosty last night, -1.5. Luckily I'd put the sprayer in the shed. We're going to try and, got some rolling to do, got some chipping to do. And we might dig some potatoes, if we don't know. But we've got some potatoes left in the field that need clearing. They'll go for cattle feed now because they're getting a bit late. But then we'll try and plant some more potatoes back in their place. Must be cold, another load of chip going out. T&J are here for oilseed rape, and then another haulie has been in for sugar beet as well today already. Guys here now to upgrade our G59 Relay, some settings in it there. I thought it was having to put a new one on because it was about 2,000 quid of a job and we got a grant towards it. Turns out all it does is change some settings in that and then retest it. Money for old rope, I think. That's the solar there, that's what it's produced so far. We've had it about 5-6 years now. It's the problem with John Deere's and front flails. They block the radiator for fun. What a poor design that is. Adam's just been flailing off here. This is where the sunflowers were and the wildflowers. Then over there's the NHS. So we're going to mow that off as well, and then we're going to get this field ready for sowing sunflowers on. The stalks of the sunflowers are like this fluffy stuff inside. It's just like polystyrene. I've got back in the cab to film because it's quite windy outside. Well, not quite windy, but this is the windiest part of the farm because it's on the top of the hill. I was just mowing this grass here now, and this is the S coming up for the NHS. So we'll mow it all as one big block, and then we'll go in the middle and we'll sow the letters then with something different this year. Maybe a few sunflowers, but I'm going to try and put some other flowers inside, hopefully blue ones. See the birds have eaten everything now though. Sunflowers. Hour later the bonnet's up again. Look at this schoolboy error he's done as well. Where's it gone now? I'll plug the pipe in and it's rubbed on bottom of that shaft. There's see all the sunflowers on the front. Totally stripped by the birds. There's a Fibonacci sequence still visible. Still waiting for the pipe for this. It's this one here, obviously it's leaking. So it's just on light duty so we don't need to boom in and out, otherwise it leaks oil. Another wagon in now. I think that's for oilseed rape. We've had 10 sugar beets going out today and 5 oilseed rapes. Boxed in with wagons. Trying to get out spraying. All putting on now. Some barley. Just topping the oil up in the spray. Do you know what it's called when a fluid is so still in flow that it looks like a solid? I've been spraying some barley and it was acting up when I was folding up. I thought, it seems as if it's low on oil. I've come back, checked the oil, and it isn't really. But now I've come to start it, doesn't want to start, so there must be some sort of drain on the battery, or the alternator's not been working properly and causing the solenoids to stick, and that's why it wouldn't fold up for me. So I'm just going to put some spray on the terminals and see if that works and clean them up. I've got my tester on the alternator and it's not reading many volts, about 11 volts. Should be doing like 13.5, nearly touching 14. I think the alternator must have gone over the weekend, which is a bit annoying. We'll have to whip that off and get a new one for it, or get it refurbed, which only takes a day normally. It's a shame it's like 4 o'clock now, and I've got a meeting at 4:30 about Red Tractor as well. So I might have to knock off spraying today and just take this off. Just took a picture of how the wires go so we don't get them wrong, but basically got to take these wires off here. This bolt, with the bolt down there, and then one on the tensioner. Oh no, it's just tensioned with this pinch bolt, I think. Is it? Yeah, take that off and take the belt off and get it refurbed. It's not the easiest alternator to get off, mainly because you can't get on that bolt properly unless you come from underneath it, and I don't want to drop it down the engine bay, but I've certainly done worse ones. Got it off. Like I say, it wasn't the hardest I took off. but it certainly wasn't the easiest. So there's a place that fixes them for us, and the guy doesn't live so far away. Well, I don't think I'll get it there before they shut, but I'm hoping he might pick it up on his way into work in the morning, and then he can have a look. It doesn't feel gone. Normally you can hear him sort of like rumbling and the bearings have gone inside, but it doesn't. But then the electrics inside might have gone wrong because it's a little bit rusty at the back, especially on them terminals, and like I said, bits of liquid fertilizer and different things often seep into stuff like that, and he doesn't really like it. But it looks like it's the original one because it says John Deere on it and it's got red paint on it, so if it's done 12 years it's not too bad, is it? I won't make it to the shop in time, but the guy that lives near me said just drop it off at his house now and he'll run it in the morning. The field Adam was flailing off this morning, this is going to be sunflowers, so he's just loosening it, giving it a bit of drainage because obviously it's had nothing on it all winter. It's quite panned on the surface, especially here. Give it a good loosening. Probably roll it then to keep some moisture in, and then hopefully we'll get a flush of weeds over the next sort of like week or so, and then we'll spray that off then before we start running the sunflowers in, because we have limited choice of herbicides into sunflowers. So if we can get a little bit of a weed flush beforehand, that'll be better. So that's the plan anyway. I've got my hood up obviously to stop the wind. We'll probably as well spread a bit of muck on it like we did last year, because that seemed to work really well as well. Sam's washing the rollers because they smell, because he's been rolling the grass that had the digestate put on it. Can't smell of it now though, you know. Oh no, I can. That ram there's still got a bend to it, hasn't it? Have to order a cylinder for that.
Still got a bend to that ram on it.
You bent it? Have you bent it? I've been on a red tractor meeting for the last sort of hour and 45 minutes. It was only supposed to be an hour long. But I left the sprayer in the middle of the yard with all the tools on the top. So I'm just going to put the jump starter on it now, because obviously the battery's still a bit dodgy now. The alternator's not been working. Move all my tools off the top and put it away before someone jumps on it and tries to start it up, wonders what's going on, or does start it up and all the tools and all the bolts and brackets and stuff I've left on there end up lost, and then tomorrow I'm trying to find them all, as well as put the alternator back on. So I put all the tools away, left them on the top, but they can't fall off. Got in, it wouldn't start, checked all the fuses, thought it's a bit strange. Rung Andy up and he's like, yeah, the two power leads you've took off the alternator, they need to be joined together, because one will be to the fuse board to give the power to the starter to kick in. So anyway, I've done that and it's started now, so I'm just going to put it in the shed out of the way, and hopefully we'll get the alternator in the morning and get going again. I took the wires up out the way, because obviously the positive wires, I didn't want them touching the chassis and arcing out, so I took them all away in the rubber boots that they've got on them. So of course they weren't touching each other then, whereas they used to be bolted on the same terminal, so that caused it not to start. Yeah, so it wouldn't start unless I touched them two together, but they were both on separate cables, so I'd left them to one side. Anyway, I've pushed them into the same rubber boot now, so they're touching each other, and that allowed me to start it up. These are the potatoes here. There's about, I don't know, half an acre left. Obviously we've not dug them today, we've run out of time, and Bill and Joe are still planting potatoes, but hopefully either tomorrow or the day after they're going to come up with the harvester. I'm going to harvest these and get some seed out of them, and then the rest will go for Nick's cattle feed. Just going to have a look now, see if the beans are coming up. This has been sown a good few weeks now, so we'll dig down. Well, I can't see any poking through, but we'll dig down and see if we can see if there's any shoots on them yet. There's a fast track with a JCB telehammer on the back. Don't know who that is. It's a beast though. There's a bean there anyway, so it's sprit, and I knocked the chute off when I was scratting. So put a tap root down, and now it's got a chute on it. There's just plenty deep enough on this field. This was the first field we did with Joe's New Holland, and it'd been pre-worked a little bit. I don't know whether, let's adjust it. I know it's gone a little bit too deep because we were messing around setting it up. So they might be a bit slow coming up, and the soil feels a bit tight as well. They probably would have been better not rolled, but I wanted the pre-emergent herbicide to work as well. So fingers crossed they'll come up. Still plenty of moisture down there though. A really big shadow. Just walking back to the yard, I can see this one coming up here now. So they're probably not far off, to be fair. Might have just been in the bit where I dug there, they were quite deep. Adam took the roof lining out of the 3650. Let's put the new one in, all clean. And he reckons he's going to have it finished in a month. So, does anyone want to place bets whether that's actually possible?
When's Cheshire Show?
I don't know. There isn't a Cheshire Show this year. It's, what's the date today? 11th of April. No, 12th of April, so do you reckon it'll be done by the 12th of May? This was yesterday's quiz question. It is in fact an isobus plug. So that means that when we plug the drill into the tractor, all the controls for the drill are programmed through whichever tractor we put on the front, as long as it's got an isobus plug. So it means you don't have to have control box in your cab and different things like that, and you can do it all through the screen and set it up through the joystick and different things really easy. Unfortunately, it also means that to put it on older tractors, you have to have a different screen that you plug in. But most tractors sort of in the last 10 odd years, maybe 15 years, have an isobus connection on them. So quite handy. Still got Jonathan's stone trailer. I need to drop it back off, keep forgetting. Just want to clean it off before we take it back. Spoken to people about Herb's stone trailer. Apparently can't get one till October now. So I think we're going to have to build something ourselves. So I've inquired about something on eBay at the moment that might make a decent base for it. And I've been talking to people about hydraulic augers as well. Yeah, I've inquired about a gritter body. So that's basically a conveyor belt then. So what we could have it conveying to the front for an auger, or the stone conveyor, or conveying to the rear for the auger. So I think we'll probably build it once the drill's arrived, but I'm going to see how cheap I can get a gritter chassis box with the conveyor belt down the middle, and put it on a chassis. We've probably got a good chassis with Adam's old tanker maybe, or we can make one out of something else maybe. I've still got them drag trailers as well. So that's the plan. We might make it on a skid unit maybe then as well, that we can move it from one thing to another. But then it'd probably make it quite heavy for doing stones, drainage stone, if you will. But there again, the bale trailer we've got is on flotation tyres. So I don't know, we'll see. Today's quiz question, does anyone know what that is? If you think you know, leave a comment underneath. That's about it for today. Bit of a one of them days where you have loads of plans to get stuff done, but end up getting hardly anything done. Anyway, it's Matthew Thomas's birthday, so happy birthday to him. But tomorrow, normal service will be resumed. Hopefully we won't have any breakdowns. We'll get some more field work done. I know we've got a little bit done today, but I feel like I've not done a lot, especially as I've been having to send my defence in this morning, as well as a red tractor meeting for the NCP car park and sorting out some red tractor stuff. But keep watching tomorrow. No guest outro today because I've either lost them in my inbox or I've not got one for today. I probably might have one if I went back far enough. But I get that many messages, they get lost. So if anyone wants to send them on Instagram, because that's probably the easiest way of finding them for me. And I'll see you all tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Click like, click subscribe, and tell your friends. That'd be great.